What would you do with your time if you had a lot of money and no job? Travel everywhere. Eat great food, see new places, talk to people, stay in nice hotels, take long hot baths. Your number one priority should be to quit gambling. Otherwise you're at risk of losing everything you have made. Depending on what you are doing, investing in crypto could also be a form of gambling. Boredom arises from too much skill, or money, and not enough challenge or need. Anxiety is from the opposite, so to end boredom you need to find a new challenge and learn the skills to meet it. Enter the flow of full engagement when both are balanced. Help people who need it, not just handing money over. Volunteer, get to know people, sit down with them, listen. Out of that 2 million, I would take 250K and just spend the year traveling the world. I'm a PhD student. I have some money from previous business, but not necessarily that much, but no job and I love what I do. If you join a PhD program, I guarantee you won't have time for gambling. JK, don't do a PhD unless you really love the area that you're going to do research in. Huntin' fishin' and lovin' every day. Is like everyone's dream in the comments to travel the world? I've never liked the prospect of traveling because I'm anxious and awkward even here in my hometown. Couldn't imagine being alone in another country not knowing the language or the culture. I would be incredibly bored in another country too, wouldn't know what to do except walk around, eat, and return to the room. I would sign up for a million things, like going back to playing in soccer, pottery lessons, book clubs, speed dating, etc. I would enjoy being able to take care of my parents and spend a lot of extra time with them. I would definitely get pet animals of some sort. And other than that, I'd be hanging out with friends, working on any personal passions like making music, and visiting more distant relatives I wouldn't normally have the time for. I would set up organizations around my community for the things that interest me and things I think would benefit my community. 1. Housing. Homelessness in my city is absolutely absurd. I'd do what I could to provide cheap free housing for those who need it too. Littering. My city has a terrible littering problem. I would sponsor groups to do cleanups and fund programs in schools to educate the youth on the environmental damage and sanitary issues that come with littering. 3. Stray animals. Lots of poor dogs and cats around me. I want to do something to address this. 4. I'd also start a political organization to encourage youth and young adults in my area to get involved and to pay attention to what's going on. 5. Rid my community's wooded areas of invasive species that are killing our native plants. Honestly, I would still get a job in a field I liked. While I would definitely do only 20-25 hours, it gives me a routine, and even if I didn't do anything else productive that week, I would still feel like I did something. If you want to travel, you can find something remote or work internships in the new places. I would make sure I would always learn something new. Doesn't matter what, but make sure I'm not getting tired of life and doing nothing. Mountain biking lots and lots, learn to fly, improve my golf, fly fish around the world, tour the country world by bike, pedal, or motor. Find all the back blocks no one knows and get to know them. Learn to make great coffee, make swords, make jewelry, draw pencil sketches. Life is literally too short for work. Were I a bit younger, it would be rock climbing. Learn music, round the world by push bike. Volunteer, create passion projects, write, learn, pick up physical hobbies, adventures. Climb a mountain, base jump, water sports. Build stuff for fun, make my place home the way I do want it. Connect with people around these things or just in general for inspiration. DM if you want to talk. If you are traveling via Central Europe, feel free to drop me a line. Happy to have a virtual, but very public haha coffee and talk through the ins and outs here. Do the same in other regions, etc. Yeah, I'd be surprised how much cool stuff is happening in the world if you just talk to people and look around. FYI, not selling you anything lol. I just have a strong background in adult development, executive education, and network of very inspiring people through that. Also, gambling is the worst addiction I can think of. I love poker, but am very conscious never to get addicted to gambling. Seen guys drop 6 figures a night, etc. And had a classmate back when I was in uni whose mother destroyed their family without remorse. It's just a horrible thing. Good on you for seeing it. Find a job you want to do, not one you need to do. It will give you a purpose every day, bring in a little extra cash, and satisfy your passion. My mom, an avid reader and is skilled in all things craft, sewing, knitting, making all the things, ended up with an office job in management. That was at her job, but her heart was in reading and being creative. She always said if she won the lottery, she would still work, but do something she wanted to do, not something for money. She said it would be fun to work at the local library and meet people all day and hear about the books they're reading, or work at a craft store and learn about the things they're creating. Travel, see the world and make memories. Old-fashioned living. Sure, I've got taps at home, but if I have time and I'm feeling oldie-timey, I'll go down to the river, filter some water, boil it and use that as my drinking water. Store-bought butter? Nah, I'll make my own. Get some cream and shake it all about until it becomes homemade butter. Buy clothes? Nah, get a loom and make the fabric, then make the clothes from the homemade fabric and wear and mend infinitely. I want to mix the personal satisfaction of old-fashioned DIY living from the pre-industrial revolution days with the modern conveniences of today. I do things because I want to, for personal satisfaction rather than because I have to like they did back then. If you have a gambling addiction, I'd seriously suggest spending some of that money you've made on therapy. From there you might find something that you really do have passion for outside of gambling, and invest your time into that instead. Perhaps starting a business, or going into education to get into another career. You need some purpose, I guess. What were you interested in before making money in crypto? Maybe you can try that? Also, in case you don't have a boyfriend, girlfriend, you can try that, or seriously looking for a partner. It will consume all your time and will spare you with no free time at all. Haha. Probably drugs and hookers, either till I was dead or till I had to find a job. I would send some money to my wallet. It really helps to help others. Read a lot. I am kind of limited in my mobility though, so my answer is probably different to others.